Hey everybody, day one of my bleed, not me making a video, but I feel like everything is in that energy and I'm just gonna create while it's still there. So, welcome, this is a very serious video by the way, so please take everything definitely not lightly. Okay?
So, I would really love to dive into the topic about speaking your truth from the heart, and what it's like when it's not received in the way that we feel the most safe to receive it. Meaning, we speak our truth from our heart in grounding energy, thinking it will invite someone in. Sometimes it might invite them in to speak to their heart, and sometimes that's not where that person's capacity is at. And I want to say that speaking your truth has nothing to do with the other party. It has everything to do with you, because why are you speaking it? You're speaking it for you. That's it. You're speaking for your ancestors, for your inner child, to express your fucking needs, and because this is your birthright, okay? Not for anyone else. And I know it's so easy to get caught in they weren't a safe space for me. They didn't respond this way, And it's like we want them to, because our inner child comes out a lot online, because she's the one that's really hurt, right? She's the one that can't grasp why someone might respond to a certain way when we are trying our best. And I want to share some examples from my life that I've seen just kind of shift, and not in the way that I would think. So, a few months ago, I reached out to a family member, and I haven't spoken to her in years. I actually was going to end up staying with her, and then things just kind of took a turn for me. And so, anyways, yeah, I spoke with her, and I was like, I'm going to speak my truth, and it's like you're walking on lava. You're just like, I don't know how they're going to respond. And right, you're trying your best. And it didn't really go great. It didn't go in the way that I thought it would go. I think the scariest part about when you are doing the work and you're building the tools, like when you are doing the work and you're building the tools, you're usually doing it in like a safe container, right? And that's one part of the work. But the other part of the work is actually embodying and implementing it in the real world. Implementing it regardless of the other party. Because you learn to, I've got you no matter what. I got you even if they say fuck you. So back to the family member. It didn't go great. And then recently I started talking to her, and because I was going through some shit, and she goes, let me know how I can exist. Because in our first conversation, I was like, I don't need someone to give me advice. I just need someone to listen sometimes. And I didn't think she understood. And our second time, talking, she said, let me know how I can exist. This part of it was over text though. And I was like, yeah, can I call you? And we talked, and it was really healing. And I even had to bring up some other stuff. Not like anything bad, but how I was feeling, how sad I was feeling. And she really was there. And you know what? I was crying a lot. I was like that ugly ass cry where you're like, you can't breathe because you got so much snot coming out. That was the kind of crying I was doing. And that's what I needed. And I know how scary it is to even speak your truth. And you have to give the other party time to let it land in their system, and let them choose different too, because it's new for them. It's new. And I'm not here to give you a fucking blueprint on how to speak your truth, your expression, or whether or not to keep trying. You have your own blueprint. You have discernment. You're sovereign. You can choose however you feel right, the best way to go with this. But I'm sharing this because this is part of the work. This is how you move forward. This is how you change and give yourself a new reality to experience something new, is by doing this shit like this. Remember, it's not from the ayahuasca journeys or the mushrooms, although those are supportive. It's from doing this shit, implementing it in the connections you have. I have another example. The lady I'm staying with. I had to share, like, hey, what you're saying hurts my feelings. And it wasn't, I didn't get a great response back. But she did stop. She did stop. And you have to remember, this is new for people. They're not you. And they're gonna respond differently. And it's still whatever the fuck they say, that's on them. And you have your tools to ground yourself and center yourself. Be like, this is for me. Right? That's when all those tools you've like learned in like online or with a mentor or therapist, that's when they really come in. And then today I had to say it again and be like, hey, and it was really uncomfortable after I spoke my truth. And it was probably like even a sentence, because I was like, fuck, like she's mad at me, but it was my inner child coming out. And that's when you're just like, you're creating a new reality for yourself, and your inner child's coming out. They get to coexist, they get to weave, because that's how it is. That's how healing is. You can't create this new timeline for yourself without having these other pieces of you come out, because they're a part of you. They're a version of you, and they're always going to come online, and because they're asking to be seen too. Because when you do the work, your older parts are like, hey, because they're asking for love too. And with the discomfort, it was like my own discomfort. It's like, you know, when you're uncomfortable with like for me, speaking my truth, you feel this survival instinct kicked in, and I was like, and then when I went back into the house, she wasn't mad at me. You know, she was just da because it's the weight of how it feels so heavy for me, because I'm still learning how to do this. And later when I came home today, she caught herself in what she was saying, because I spoke my truth there earlier. So you have to give people time to learn, right? Give them time. Give yourself time. This is our first time ever doing this. Again, discernment. Use your motherfucking discernment, because that's part of your your blueprint is your discernment, is you weaving this path for yourself, what works for you. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. But now I'm gonna go read and drink my raspberry tea. Bye, you guys. Share your reflections down below if you have any.